like a summer breeze.
Yeah, yeah. This is MLR with the Rose Room discussion. I'm back at you. About to spit some more information about my personal and I can state this experiences in life and other things that's been going on. Um, Here we go. Yes, I am back. For some reason, I noticed my last discussion about hitting places that were flooded, that were African American towns. For some reason, the sound just went completely blank on those. I'm not going to get into details who I think it is and what it is because, all eyes are on me. Um, but yes, the information I was getting from The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, I'm pretty sure people have seen that show. Um, and that was about the black towns that were flooded. And when these people had a productive ports and had their own economic base economy running very well and built themselves up, like they say, by your bootstraps. They did it with no drugs, no illegal activity, just basically hard work. They were either flooded, burnt, or bombed. With that, I was also talking about the Tartarian Empire, and I was talking about multiple different places that are of certain cultures or nationalities that are hidden, flooded, um, destroyed, or have other issues. You know what I mean? But this one is something that I was trying to, make my point on, and that was why are certain things hidden from us? Why is information always hidden? Why do we have to wait so long to find out about certain things? Why is it always a like a wool pull over everybody's eyes? Recently, I've been going through some small minor things, but I believe in the Most High Elohim, Jehovah, Yahweh Shah, Heavenly Father, the King of all kings, the Lord of all lords, the God that is timeless. That's my faith. I don't have anything about anybody else's faith. I don't have any issues with that. You can do what you want to do. That's up to you in your life. Um, with that said, moving forward, I kind of think touched the nerve with some people because I think that information kind of got a lot of people upset because I received some blockage. And I know whenever you're doing something that is good, you get a lot of haters. And whenever you're doing something that is not really uh, positive, you don't receive a lot of hate. But that's what it is. I have to deal with that. It's not a problem. It's something that comes with the territory. Life is life. You're always going to deal with people that don't like you for purposes and reasons that you don't even know. You may not even understand. And I just have to deal with it like every other person here on this planet that we live in. It's not a problem. Doesn't hurt me or make my skin you know fall apart. It just makes me tougher and stronger. Let me know that I have something that's very important. And that's why I choose to do this because I want people to know that they have a choice out there in life to make the right decisions, um, to inform people about certain things, and to use these platforms to deliver powerful messages or information that others sometimes don't have awareness about. Like I said, I do have a background in forestry. I do have a background in some fire science. I do have a background in a lot of other things. I did own two small trademarks. Um, uh, I still use one. I have done a lot of music with a lot of people, and as you can see, the first one that you heard, "Like a Summer Breeze," that's my song I produced. Of course, with sample kits, you know, everything is not made from scratch, but I paid for them. Yeah, but with the hidden information, that kind of really got me at a point like, wow. We're in 2024 and things are still hidden away from people. Information, documentation about people owning land, about individuals and their great grandparents and what they accomplished. Just stuff that is just now coming out. And I guess we're living in this day and age where everything is being revealed. Like, we're hearing about a lot of people in government that did a lot of stuff. We're hearing about a lot of people in certain agencies that supposed to be protecting did a lot of stuff. We're hearing about a lot of politicians that did a lot of stuff. We're just hearing a lot of things are coming out. It's just like a rapid amount of information. It's just so much. Um, I just believe that this is a time of revealing. I don't know what the Most High's will is because I'm not a perfect person. I'm not the person to give that information. I'm not a prophet. I don't speak in that term. I'm not a person that has the gift of, foresight because I don't believe in those psychics or things of that nature. That's once again, that's your own belief. That's your own privilege to do so. I'm not stopping you. I'm not telling you not to do it, but my belief states that the Most High is the King of all kings and he gives you the details and insight. And if you're not getting it from him, because once again, I don't know anybody that talks to the Most High personally, because that's improbable at this day and age, because I think we're living in a lot of sin and a lot of stuff that's going on that's very unclean. I'm not perfect myself. Like I said, I do come from the inner city. I grew up in a district called the Vegetation Valley. Um, kind of was a saying, you leave, you come on a visit and you leave on visitation. And, it's, what I mean. Like, I'm not going to get into all that, but it's a very rough area. I was between two large known projects. One was Sunnydale Projects. The other one was the Tower side, which was the Geneva Towers, which now is the townhouses, and which is Sunnydale now is, cut off in different sections. So I grew up in a very rough area. I understand about being alone, standing alone, and having to fight for your own beliefs or just being able to push yourself and keeping your faith in the Most High and not being afraid. That's where we come from because, back in the days, we didn't really have a lot of firearms. We just had our hands. And then after that, it became very violent with the firearms. Then it became very violent with the drugs. That's another story, another subject, because I believe that was planted there. And we all know evidence from multiple movies, stories, documentations, and things of that nature of drugs being placed in communities, being targeted by agencies in this country, in a lot of different details. And that's another hidden gem right there. You know, that's something that's very obviously done in front of a lot of people's eyes in plain sight. And that's another thing that nobody's not talking about are those issues. Where are these things coming from? Because I know there's no people of my nationality that's growing these large amounts of plants that produce these type of formulated, you know, enhanced narcotics. But I can't get into detail about that neither because that's something that I don't have any insight on because, like I said, I've never been a drug dealer, so I don't know anything about that. I come from the turfing in the neighborhood, and I come from the sets, so I know about those type of issues, and I dealt with that when I was younger. By the grace of the Most High, I was pushed out of that, went to church, got myself right. My father wanted me to get a foundation. I went to the California Conservation Corps and got myself together. Then, upon that, got into a field that I liked and pushed myself by the grace of the Most High and just did righteous from there. It's a lot of people from my neighborhood that own businesses, that own their own houses, have companies, made it out. So I knew it was very possible. I just knew that, you have to just push yourself and you have to believe in yourself and you have to have some type of spiritual base. And my foundation was Elohim, the Most High, Jehovah, Heavenly Father. That's who my foundation was. And Yahweh Yahweh Shah, the Son of the Most High, which you may call him Jesus Christ. You know, that's what I believe in. So I don't um, try to force anybody to believe in my belief, but I just said that's what kept me grounded and kept me strong all these years. Um, with that said, yes, the hidden things that we need to talk about that are always hidden. A lot of these towns are still underwater to this day. What I would like to see is a lot of black people who families participated in building these towns receive some type of compensation. I know people would say that's kind of far reach, but if you think about it, other places are going through problematic troubles and they receive compensation within that same year. Um, if these towns and cities were built by certain people, and it's been what decades, and not too long ago was Black History just recently. Um, I did hear something about the city of San Francisco giving an apology on the last day. I don't know why they did it on the last day. They could have did that at the beginning of the Black History Month, but they chose to do it the way they wanted to do it. So, and that's a lot of things. That's one of the things. Well, it's a lot of things I would like to talk about, but that's one of the things I would like to look at is like why are things done so late when it comes to us and our nationality? Why are we always deprived and stuff is hidden from us when it comes to us? Why are we only able to get it when we go through certain outlets where people control it and we don't really have the full control of it? And then it's given to some of us, but not all of us in a full range. Like I will state, like if compensation was to be given, it should be given to everybody. But as you can see, it's kind of cut off from here to there and to that to this, and some is given here and none is given there. And information is given out here, but it's not given there. I know that Oklahoma, the bombings, of the Black Wall Street, that was just recognized, I think, last year and the year before that. They just recognized that. And I think that was President Biden who apologized, but I'm not sure what the woman who was the last surviving member of that place was given. I think she should have been given like $50 million or probably more, but I don't know what the compensation was given. And then I also heard about a lady who had owned property, had been there for multiple generations, and they were trying to buy her out. So these are a lot of things that are going on around us, and it's a lot of information that's hidden. Um, it's good that we do have our own outlets now where we can talk about stuff and give out information in detail because sometimes people don't know all the narratives that's going on around them. It's kind of hard to find out because information, once again, is kind of very scarce in certain places. And then when you get on these platforms, they limit you sometimes to what you can and cannot say. Like I said, my last podcast that I did on the Rose Room discussion was about the Tartarian Empire. I also tried to link that to the, um, I guess I would say, the Geechee, the other um, Egyptians and other so-called Afro indigenous tribes that were here and how their empires or other information was hidden. And then I was also talking about the Atlantis and all these other things because it's just a lot of stuff is hidden from us. We don't know the details. We don't know about how it was made. And, Queen Khalifa, from last I heard, was one of the people who ran this place of California, which was the island of California then. So it tells you a lot. And from what I know, she was a brown skinned, tall woman of power. So it's just a lot of stuff that needs to be detailed. I wonder why, like I said in my last podcast, nobody has done a movie about her and her history and why that history is not touched on. Like I said, the Tartarian Empire. Once I heard about them and how they use natural energy, and the natural energy was um, without all the stuff that we're using now that causes all these chemicals and problems and cancers. It didn't need any of that. And this is pretty much a lot of stuff just to digest at this time and age. But like I stated, we have to reveal it's our right, it's our privilege And it's also what our ancestors fought for to give us these platforms and to give us this strength to do these things. So that way the people after us will have a stronger foundation, and then the people after them would have a bigger foundation until we will have what we are owed back in our pockets, and we will be able to have peace and have all the qualities that we've been fighting for all these years. My grandfather, uh, he talked to me when he was before he passed away. He told me about how he was young and how he had to help pick cotton. I also had some other relatives that were also in slavery. So it really runs deep. My uncle was in the military. My cousin was in the military. Um, my other uncle was a police officer. Um, a few of my other family members are in other parts of, I would say, government agencies. And me myself, like I said, I did 10 years in wildland firefighting. So I moved on now to do other trades. Like I said, I decided to try to adventure into owning my own trademarks, and everything is really hard. One of the things that's also hidden from us is funds, money. When I try to get a lot of loans, I'm always denied due to the fact that I don't have backing. But I always found it very strange that some people would be able to come and they would be able to get loans very fast and quickly in my neighborhoods and get stores and all these other things, and they didn't have any money when they came here. But you know how this goes. So with that said, I'm going to go into a quick break. I'll be right back. I want to play another one of my songs that I produce, and I'm going to come back with a little more information that I myself am interested in.
What is it? Yeah, man. You gotta keep your mouth ready. If you don't, nobody else will. It's all what is it? Yeah, man. You gotta keep your mouth ready. If you don't, nobody else will. It's all
Hello, I'm back, and I'm still black. Haven't changed. Yeah, yep. That's another one of the songs I produced. Um, I'm not going to get into that. I do a lot of production. I did some for a lot of artists. Um, some I get credit for, some I don't, because you know how this game is. People are very dishonest, but I digress. I'm not mad. I'm not angry at anybody. I'm still alive, still living, still happy. Um, yeah. Another thing I was getting into is I wanted to talk about is the bells. Have people noticed that another hidden thing that nobody has not really questioned is why are they getting rid of all of the bells in every city? Where I used to live at, there was a bell that came every time, a church bell. I would always pray when I hear that bell because that's something I grew up in Catholic school with. A lot of my other friends would do the same thing. It's like a time that you can repent, and they had a lot of bells that would do these things in the city. They would sound off in certain places, but I've noticed a lot of bells have just been removed. Where are they? What happened to all the bells? That's another hidden little gem right there that nobody knows. It's like they did that very quickly. And what was the significant reason? Why did they get rid of these bells? Were the bells had some type of, I guess, frequency when they were rung that made people atone for certain things, or were the bells something that had some type of, uh, I guess, how can I state this? Some divine purpose. I don't know. That's something that two picks pieces of knowledge that no one can even come up with to this point and give any type of definition or reason why they did so. Um, on top of that, when I went to school, prayer in school was very big. We used to always pray at 12 p.m. Well, lunch 12 noon. I would say sorry about that. I meant to say 12 noon, not 12 p.m. So 12 noon, we would always hear those bells, and we would always do a prayer, and that was like right before lunch because they wanted us to give grace and they wanted us to eat. And all of a sudden, they took the prayer out of the school. That was another gem that was hidden. Um, on top of that, all of the, I guess, places in the city I grew up at, they had like these Bible verses and things around the area. They got rid of those. Never knew the significant reason why they did that. So it's a lot of stuff going on that's hidden from us that we don't really get information on why and what and the reason they're taken from society. And then all of a sudden things are introduced like all of a sudden these churches of praise of other things, free will of prayer of anything now. I used to work at a job and a guy used to be praying to some, I don't know what he was praying to, but they gave him full access in like probably I think it was like 30 or 40 minutes and he would get paid. I don't think he was a Muslim. I don't think he was praising the Most High. I think he was praising something else. I'm not going to get into detail what he was praising, but they gave him full advantage of doing so and paid him. I said, "Wow, that's really deep." And I know that with us being here or who we are, we don't really get those type of privileges. I tried to ask my job one time, that I believe in the Most High, that I don't really want to work the Saturdays because I want to observe the Sabbath, and they didn't really too much go for that one. But I noticed that other individuals that come from other places, they're given these options, and that's another hidden gem right there. Because, like I stated, when I applied for a lot of loans, I was denied. But individuals that came from other places that weren't here that didn't have the funds, just like me, they were given the option to get all the things that they want. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I can't really break down the details. I'm not going to get specific to any type of group. I'm not going to target anybody. I'm just stating that as a person, as an Afro Indigenous person, a lot of things are denied from us. A lot of things are hidden. A lot of information is not given to us. We would have to fight and go through multiple different sources just to get the details that we need. And that's kind of like in this day and age, I think that's kind of it's trash. It shouldn't be happening at all. We should have access to any and everything that we need. But for some reason, we have to go through multiple barriers just to get information. Um, I am also trying to push like I did before with a family member. We had a petition signed. I'm going to try to do multiple ones because I think it's a lot of stuff that needs to be heard by people, and I think a lot of people want to get these things brought out to the public. So I'm going to push for more of these petitions. I know some people say, "Oh yeah, you do a petition, you can get 100 signatures, you can bring it to the city and county. They don't really do anything; they just act like they'll do it." Yeah, I know that's true, but as long as you're doing something and you're making an effort, and you keep that stacked up as your paperwork, as your portfolio of what you have done, it makes a better, um, uh, a better statement to when you have to go against these unknown entities or powers that be, that you have put in your work. And when you have others with you, it gives you much more of a backing to face these people because they're only human just like we are. Some of them, I don't know what they really are. I don't know if they're reptilians, demons. I don't know where they come from because some of them are here on this planet and they're just taking up air and space and they're not really trying to do anything productive. They're just trying to destroy other people. So I know some people have seen that out there. Um, but like I said, I digress. It's nothing I can really do. That's up to the Most High. And that's up to His will. He will reveal these individuals on the day that He chooses to, and He will destroy them on the day He chooses to. And some of us will be destroyed with them because we have made deals with these things. Me myself, no, I don't get down to that manifestation because that's kind of sick in the head to me. I don't think I need to hurt people, harm people, destroy people, target people, videotape people, steal from people to do things in order to stop them from proceeding them doing righteous in their life. That's not my task to do so because I think that karma, well, some people call it karma, some people call it universal law. I call it the Most High God, Elohim, Jehovah, Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Jesus. I call that his will to destroy you if you're doing something that is demonic to other people. Um, I also myself have to be precautious sometimes with what I'm saying on this podcast because, like I said, my last podcast was completely blacked out, meaning that the conversation that I had was zip. It went to nothing, like nothing was heard. I'm not sure is because if I talked about the Tartarian Empire, if I talked about Atlantis, if I talked about um, the mud floods, if I talked about the flooded black towns, if I spoke on anything that may have offended these people because they watch your algorithm, and when you're talking too much about stuff that offends them, they will, you know, cut your mic off. So I experienced that. And once again, for my people out there who have experienced that also, that is a real thing. They do blackball, they do block you, they do monitor you, everything you're doing. I believe I'm being monitored. I believe that I'm being watched just like every other person of my nationality. I believe that they believe that one of us is a black messiah or we're some type of a person that's going to lead people to the future or rebel against them, which I don't see that being the case. I just believe that one of us is a peaceful person that's going to change everything, and whatever entities run stuff that is not good, they're afraid of that. And I think that time has came to where this person or these persons are going to reveal themselves, and when they do so, the Most High is going to give them ordained power, and they will be ready to fight spiritually. Um, Another thing I heard about recently is about this brain hijacking. Have people heard about this? Which I guess is another hidden gem, something hidden that we don't know about. They're using these frequencies that are low vibration sounds. People would say that they hear ringing in their ear. Um, I listened to a scientist and also looked at a small little bunch of clips on the worldwide internet, which anybody can see them. And they were saying that they can use these frequencies to brain hijack your brain. So the electromagnetic pulsations that we get in our brain, um, they come at a fluctual, like a rate, like a heartbeat kind of. They say that they found some type of tool which that can, I guess, mimic those. So they can use those in a range of hijacking your brain. And the scientist was basically stating that they have used it to see if a person cravings, like food cravings, um, sexual cravings, things of this nature would trigger in people if they put the commands in through a computer and using a frequency through these high pitched things, they use them. Um, I don't know if this is true or not. I just know that they show the technology. And they also show that they was able to use a chip to put into a man's brain, which he was paraplegic, could not walk, or other things of that nature. And all of a sudden, he was able to move his hands within, I guess it was a 2 month period or a 4 month period time after repeated, because the neurons and I guess the things that surge through his body were not receiving those electromagnetic pulsations. And with the chip in his brain or things that was attached to his brain or body, they were able to push these electric pulsations through him and would give him his functions back. So a lot of things are possible in this day and age. You got cloaking technology, you have all these things that are hidden from us. And I believe that most of these things that you're seeing in the sky are not UFOs. I don't even believe in a damn UFO. I've lived in the projects for a while. I've lived in the inner city. I lived in very rich areas too. Also, I've never seen a damn UFO come down and visit anybody of my nationality. Every person that sees UFOs are very strange to me and odd, and they always complain about being raped by them. I don't know why any intelligent life form would come travel from billions of years to come and get somebody's booty. I don't know what that comes from. That's very odd and very strange. But let them be the ones who dictate that type of weird activity. Um, but yes, it's a lot of strange things that are going on, and it's being revealed to us. And like I said, in the point of revealing, in this day and age in the Bible, it states that a lot of technology, a lot of inventions, inventors. Me myself, I have some skills. I did have an invention. I just didn't know how to patent it the right way. I did reach out to certain people that I thought would help me, but they were kind of jealous of the situation. So overseas, my invention was I guess how can you say that? It was hijacked or stolen, and another person put it out because I didn't pay for the coverage. But I only paid for United States to block out anybody, and they did they did the search and see if anybody has the same invention or anything of that nature. So it's a lot of things that go on that are very hidden. Um, but like I said, I'm here to give out information to let you know if you are trying to invent, make sure that you pay for the coverage of the United States and thus far the world, every other country. Because if you don't, if you have an invention and you're working with a company, they can backdoor you and creep and give your invention to somebody else, which can be their friend. And now your stuff that you are paying for can now be given to somebody else from another foreign place, and then now they can profit off of it and become a business partner with them and backdoor you. And which you know what I mean by backdoor, because that's a term that we use in the urban areas. So yeah, this is true. A lot of things that are going on around us just spontaneously happening very fast. Everything is moving very rapidly. Have you noticed that? Everybody noticed that right now? Days are very quickly going by. Months are going by very fast. Sometimes I don't even remember that we went through certain months. It's like as if it just blink went past so quick. Years even seem like they're going past so fast. Like we're almost, damn, pushing this, to the summertime, and we can see how that goes. We maybe that'll go by real quick too. Also, and this weather is very strange. And the place I live in California, it's been sunny, rainy, cold, windy, snow in San Francisco. Uh, Lightweight tornadoes or hurricanes or small little hurricanes in certain places that don't supposed to happen. In the Bible, it states this. These things are supposed to come a heat. We have a lot of people building these bunkers underground. And in the Bible, once again, it said mankind would hide under rocks, under trees, under the ocean, in the sky. They will hide everywhere, scared of the Most High. Um, like I state, it's the same information that's hidden. And I know a lot of these kids that are younger, they probably don't know about this because the Bible was taken out of the schools and around my generation age and time. And like I said, we used to pray. We used to also have information in detail. The teachers would tell us, this was something that we implicated in class, I guess, back in the day. These days, there's no nothing. They're just basically in school, and some of the educators themselves are very demonic because they're having sex with the kids. They're not even really there to teach. They're there to freak off. So go imagine that. I don't know how to even handle that one. That's very odd. Um, yeah, right then and there. I just thought about another incident. Uh, when we were in school, my teacher, she told us about our civil rights. We had a civil rights teacher. I don't know if they have that now at schools. Well, they would come in, they would tell us about what if we cannot be arrested, what you know, certain agencies can and cannot do. They gave us pamphlets, they gave us information, they gave us details of our rights, our student rights, our human rights. In this day and age, I don't even know if they do that with the kids now. So it's a lot of things that are hidden from us, a lot of things of information that are not given to us, a lot of details that are not passed down to us anymore. And it's all like, locked away. And just incubits of it are given out. And as you can see, in certain states, they're trying to ban education. They're trying to hide the education. Have you noticed that? They want to change the history of our history because they feel that it makes people depressed hearing about what they did to us. Can you imagine that? Hmm. So you're depressed because you don't want to know about what you've done to us that is actually being done to us still. But you want us to know about everything else. That's deep. So, our fight is the good fight, but we have to keep going. It's like a nonstop battle. We have to keep revealing as much details and information that we can, and that's why I stated to you these platforms should be used for these purposes. Some people may use them for celebrity gossip. Some people may use them for sexual things or whatever you're using them for is your choice. But remember, um, you will be judged and your works will be seen by others. So just do as much as you can righteous to enlighten people and help people out because there's a lot of people out there that they're not aware of a lot of stuff. They're still lost to this sauce that we talk about. They're caught up in this game that we're in. And I digress on this one. I'm going to come back. I'm going to play one more song, and I'm going to get my last little rant, and it's going to be the end of my podcast. And I thank you and appreciate you for listening in. And once again, this podcast is for entertainment purposes. The discussions and conversation that you're hearing are based on personal opinions, outlooks, views, and information that you can find on the worldwide internet and all social media internet sites. So please do not get offended. Do not take it to the heart. It's just conversation and discussion. Thank you. Hello, I'm back, and yes, once again, I've not changed from being who I am. I'm still a man, 100%, and nothing else has changed. I'm still a human being, 100%, and I'm still a brown skinned man. Copper tone is the color. Yes, I wanted to also talk about this industry. Like I said, I've done music for a while. I've done with a lot of artists. I deal with some artists from overseas, from other countries. I deal with artists locally. I deal with artists in my family, and I've done music for other artists of other genres. Um, this industry is also a hidden game too. Also, when it comes to the money, I looked at one time one of my hits, like one of my mixtapes, and I said like, wow, I got at least like around damn near 8,000 hits on this one right here. So you would think you would get some type of compensation that would be kind of like towards that amount of points or money. No, the compensation is very small. Um, that's another hidden thing that's kept away from us. Our talents and our good use, our vibration, the stuff that we make, is kind of downplayed And like I said, we have to go through all these platforms. And when we get hits of 10,000, like I said, one song, I got a lot of hits on it. But when it comes to the compensation, I seen like $5. I was like, wow, that's not even enough to give me gas in my uh, a tank of gas. That's like a joke. And I think I grossed like one time back in the day. I think I made more actually doing the mixtapes in the past. I would go out and pass my mixtapes out. I'd mix down music for artists, take it to the studio, let them do the ultimate mix, do songs with them, pay for the little diamond, cassettes or the little other ones. You pay at least around like probably I think 200, no, like 300, and you get like probably 500 to 1,000 of those. I had so many of those CDs. I was giving away for free because I just had so many of them. I also put them in the stores. I received a close to a $5,000 check. I was so happy. That was my first check I received for my music. That's when I knew that this was a good little, thing, a little side hustle. Use my talents. You know, you can put out 300 of these things in the stores on a consignment. Later on, they'll send you a check after 2 years, 3 years. Send you a nice little check. 10,000, $5,000, whatever you may need at that point in time. I knew it was a good hustle because I said, "Wow, this gets you a little bread on the side." At that time I was doing firefighting, and I was doing music. I was trying to make some history. I wanted to be the first, firefighter, producer, and rapper, and entrepreneur, and things of this nature. Because at that time we used as black people, we have to work hard. Well, I'm not saying black, copper tone. How you ever describe yourself? Afro Indigenous, black man, Afro American, whatever you choose to be, whatever you call yourself in this. Um, Diaspora of skin color, because I know we have different segments that we identify ourselves as now. That's kind of another one that's kind of odd too. I think we should all be one, but you can't change people's mind frame because some people want to be what they want to be, and you can't change that. That's their own opinion. This is America, remember? You have your free choice of right of who you want to be. But yeah, um, the compensation is very small now. As I got on the mixtape, by going, handing them out now, that's not really big anymore. Everybody's on these platforms. Platforms don't pay you anything. you know, I had one song that had like probably 2,000 hits by itself, and that was just on Instagram. Then I went to TikTok with the same song, about 5,000. Went to other ones, 2,000, 3,000. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is up in the thou wows. I should be getting some compensation for this. But these platforms also are very funny because they don't work with each other, and they only pay you by certain things that you get on the platform. And I didn't really understand that. And I was like, wow, that's really weird. I thought they would give you all in one lump sum for all the hits that you got on the song. So if it comes adds up to 20,000 hits, you should receive some compensation. But it's TikTok don't work with this, and that don't work with them, and they don't work with them, and then it's game between that, and then somebody pays between that, and somebody pays between. By the time it gets to you, you have $5. So that's really deep. Your hard earned work, and the hidden doors behind the hidden doors are getting paid for your compensation, which is another gem that's basically need to be put out there because it's really hard. I know a lot of people I grew up with. There was a lot of bands and groups, and to this day, they didn't get the compensation and recognition that they should have gotten. And they were making lots of songs for putting the stores. And when I grew up in San Francisco, like I said, in the projects that was near me, the two projects, one of the projects had a group that was there. Um, they had a lot of fan base. I mean, across the Bay Area, they were in stores selling like hotcakes. Um, all of a sudden, the next, I guess, projects didn't do too well. But I thought to myself, wow, the first projects did well. They should be, millionaires. These dudes were still in the neighborhood, hustling. They didn't receive no compensation really like that. They received like the small amounts. I said, wow, that's deep. I guess they were talking about they see more money, trying to do local tours, like like going to place doing shows. I said, wow, it's a lot of things that are hidden from us. Um, with that said, I think unity is the only way we can really, get past these barriers. And as you can see, we are also identifying ourselves in different groups. That's what also makes us a easier target because when we're not in a collective, we're apart. And as you can see, other groups that are here, they identify as one. They don't play around. And when it comes to their money, they want it now, you know. And I think we're the only group of people in this country that has not received our reparation money. I think every other group that had been attacked, bombed, uh, had been victims of warfare. Because people receive compensation if they come from other countries. Being victims of warfare, they receive when they come to America. They receive Social Security. They receive payments. They receive other compensation. That's why certain people come there. They're balling out of control. They have houses and other things of that nature. I believe we're the only group here in America that have not received that. But some people state we received it through welfare and these certain acts. I don't think so because when I look at the welfare system, I see more people that are not of our nationality on this system. Um, you know, I'm not going to get into that too much, but if you're smart enough to look at the information that's on the World Wide Web, you would see the same information I'm seeing. If you do all the data studies and look over stuff, you would see, and it would come out right then and there. There's more programs for other people. Like I stated, I even try to get loans. I try to go to um, what do you call that? When they give you money from these different groups, I can't get the word out of my mouth right now, but it'll come to me. But yes, that was even a hard task. I seen people were doing these PPP loans, but I seen how fast a lot of these people are in jail now, and that was kind of sad, because I thought a lot of people that were getting these loans were going to be multimillionaires and doing good stuff with their power, and a lot of them did a lot of scamming, and it messed up a lot of platforms and messed up a lot of bridges with us with a lot of these people, and they're using that to kind of block us out, and that's why we have to be entrepreneurs and work this type of thing that we're doing now. It's a hard task. It's not for the weak. That's I can tell you that. You got to keep your head down and keep working, and keep pushing until you reach that plateau, and hopefully you struck water, oil, or you hit a diamond. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's really a struggle out here for us as a people. We're doing good. We're progressing. I love to see that my people have a lot of power now in conversation and dialogue and expressing what's going on around us. But when it comes to our compensation, that's what I'm talking about. We're struggling on that. We're not giving the full amount that we deserve, that we should receive. We're still kind of given the minimum amount, and people look to give all the status to um, sports and things of that nature, or actors and stuff of that nature. That's not really what I'm trying to push at because it's a lot of people that are outside of that aspect of life that are 9 to 5 workers and people of that nature that also I feel deserve compensation because their families are part of these towns and places that were hit and that were flooded, and they build them up and they did as much as they can, and they were stopped at the door and they were met with barriers, and now they don't receive that type of you know recognition. Um, at one point we are winning, but at one point I believe we're not really recognized fully. Um, and that's what I'm pushing for, and that's what I'm hoping everybody else is pushing for out there to get our compensation like everybody else has. I don't see why not. I'm not going to get into all the money that was just given out recently by the government to multiple different places and to multiple different people. And like I said, my family history goes way back. My last podcast, I told you, my great, 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 grandfather, he was mixed, um, and his mother was mixed, and his father was another nationality, and he helped crusade with a very famous group of people, and it's not talked about. But if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see the story. I tell you how it. I have the same scar on my nose just like he had. History repeats itself, you know. People do come back in reincarnation in somewhat, or the Most High will send someone similar as that same person to fight that same battle on another level, I believe, for the purposes that the Most High has. And whatever it is that He wants us to do, that's what I'm here to do. So I wish everybody nothing but happiness, blessings, and peace. And like I said, be aware of the hidden information that's blocked from you. Don't be afraid to discuss it. Don't be afraid to tell people about it, because some of us, like I said, we are not aware of certain things, and we are blocked, and barriers are put up in front of us. And if we teach one, each one, we do better, and we come together better as a community than being separated apart. Because as you can see, everybody else, they're together, and you know that's how they're winning. I'm not speaking any type of racial term or any racial vibration or any low frequency. I'm just stating that a unity is a good task in this day and age, and it's something that we should never be afraid of doing. So on that note, I want to have you listen to my last track. Wish you nothing but peace, love, prosperity, and blessings, and happiness, and bless you in the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Heavenly Father, Elohim, Jehovah, and peaceful journeys.